बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अल्लाहुम्मा रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आमीन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन. Iterations lecture 3. In this lecture I will discuss the leftover important questions of this chapter. Question number 20. In the diagram, A is a point on the circumference of a circle with center O and radius R. A circular arc with center A, this arc BC with center A, meets the circumference at B and C. The angle OAB is theta. The shaded region is bounded by the circumference of the circle and the arc with center A joining B and C. This information is very important. This information will help us to prove this equation. The area of the shaded region is equal to half the area of the circle. This shaded area is half the area of the circle. This shaded area consists of three segments, three areas. The area of this sector, this area, and this area. I have denoted this area by A1. This is also A1, and this area is here. So in order to get this shaded area, we need this area and this area. They both are same, so we will find A1 and we will just multiply A1 by 2 to get these two areas. For the area of sector, we must have radius of this sector. And how will we find radius of this sector? For that, we need to consider this triangle. And we can use either cosine rule or cos theta in this triangle to get this length AB. I am using cos theta because that is simple. So by dropping a perpendicular from O to AB, this is perpendicular bisector in fact, we can get this length AM, which is denoted by x. So x upon r cos theta, therefore x is r cos theta. Since we need AB, therefore AB is 2 times x, therefore AB is 2r cos theta. We have found this length AB. This is the radius of this sector with angle 2 theta. Because this angle theta, this is also theta, so the total angle is 2 theta. Now we need to work for this area. For this area, we can find this area by subtracting the area of this triangle from this sector. So this area will be area of sector minus area of triangle. Area of shaded region. It should be A1 plus area of the sector. This A1, and this area of sector. This will be 2A1. Area of sector is half radius square times theta. Radius of this sector is AB. This is the radius and angle is 2 theta. So area of sector, we have the length of AB. It's 2r cos theta. 2 theta is copied. Half is copied. A1. I already have told you we can find A1 by writing area of sector OAB here and minus area of triangle OAB. Area of sector OAB will be half r square theta. The angle of this sector is pi minus 2 theta. Since this angle is theta, therefore this angle is pi minus 2 theta. So area of sector is half r square this. Area of triangle is half r square sine pi minus 2 theta. Sine pi minus 2 theta is in second quadrant and sine is positive in second quadrant. Therefore, this can be written as sine 2 theta. Sine pi minus 2 theta will become sine 2 theta. And this is the area of circle, pi r square. And it's given area of the shaded region is half of the area of the circle. That is why we have pi r square upon 2 here. Now, by simplifying this equation, we have this equation. Since we need cos 2 theta in our answer, therefore we have to convert this cos square theta in terms of cos 2 theta by using double angle formula. And the double angle formula of cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta upon 2. So by making cos 2 theta subject in this, from this equation we have this thing, and finally this thing. This is the way to prove this equation. If you want to take this screenshot, you can. I'm not solving part 2 because part 2 is very simple. We have the initial value, theta 1 is 1. You can easily do the part 2 of this question. Now I'm going to solve a similar question of this type, which is question number 23. In the diagram, A is a point on the circumference, this is A, it's here, of a circle with center O and radius R. A circular arc with center A. This arc, this is here. A circular arc with center A and radius AB meets the circumference at B and C. The angle OAB is equal to x radians. This angle is x, this is also x, this is also x, and this is also x. The shaded region is bounded by AB, AC, and the circular arc. Now this information is very important to prove this equation. The perimeter of the shaded region is equal to half the circumference of the circle. Perimeter of shaded region is half of the circumference of the circle. Now, in order to get the perimeter, we must have this length AB, then AC, and this arc BC. This is the perimeter of this shaded region. You can get the length of AB by considering this triangle here. So by considering this triangle here, we can get the length of AB. First, we will find AM. In this triangle, this angle is x and this length is r. So by using cos theta in this triangle, we have AM upon r cos x. So AB is twice of AM. So it should be 2r cos x. After finding the length of AB, we have this perimeter of shaded region equation, half circumference. Now perimeter is AB, then AC, and then arc BC. Now AC and AB both are same, therefore I substituted this AC by AB here. And arc length, this arc length will be r theta, and r is AB and theta is 2x. So this is the arc length which is here. And the length of AB is here, 2r cos x. So I have taken, I've written this as 2AB. I simplified these two and I got 2AB here, and I've taken AB as common. So by taking AB common, we have this equation. Now by substituting the value of AB here, 2r cos x, we have this equation. We have to make cos x subject first, and then we need x. So this equation will become cos inverse pi upon 4 plus 4x. This question is simple as compared to the last question. If you want to take the screenshot, you can. I'm not solving the next part because the next part is simple. You can solve the next part yourself. If you want to take the screenshot of the next two parts, you can. This is part 2 and this is part 3. Now the next question is this, question number 22. Question number 22, we have to sketch these two functions for this domain. Well, this function is a quadratic function with sad phase minus x square, and it's better to make a box for this function for this domain 0, pi and pi by 2. So this is the graph of this quadratic function, and cosec x, you know how to sketch cosec. So there are two solutions according to this sketch, and we had to show this thing. There must be two solutions. We have shown this. Part 2, we have to express this equation into this form. This is so simple. By taking the reciprocal of cosec x here, we have 1 upon sine x and this. So by rearranging this equation, we can make x subject. This is what we had to show. Now the next part is iteration, which is simple. You all know how to do the iteration part. The initial value, we need the value of alpha. The question is find alpha, and according to this diagram, alpha is close to pi by 4. You can take pi by 2 as x1 or pi by 4 as x1. This is your choice. It's better to take pi by 4 as x1 because this number is close to pi by 4 than pi by 2. This student use x1 as pi by 2. It's fine, she have got the answer. But if you would use x1 as pi by 4, you can get the answer in less number of iterations. There are 9 iterations. I think you can get your answer by x5 or x6 if you would use pi by 4. It's your choice. They both are fine, but this is better. Now, according to symmetry, since this answer is 0.66, so according to symmetry, this number should be 0.66. This difference should be 0.66 because this is 0.66. So we can get beta by subtracting 0.66 from pi. This is 0.66, so pi minus 0.66 is beta. So beta is 2.48. You can take the screenshot now. In this question, part 1 and this last part was important. These two parts were very important. Now the next question is, this is a good question, 26. Sketch the graph y is equal to ln x plus 1 and show that the equation has just one real solution. By making ln x plus 1 from this equation subject, we have this equation. So we have two equations, 40 minus x cube and then ln x plus 1. So this is ln x plus 1. This I have discussed in detail in my lecture 1, how to sketch ln function. Since ln will always define for positive numbers, so by equating this number, this function greater than 0, we have this domain. Ln will always be parallel to this number. That is why this ln is parallel to this minus 1. And this is the cubic function of negative coefficient. So this is the sketch of this cubic function. If you want to understand the sketches in detail, you should watch my first lecture on this topic. I discussed the sketches in detail in that topic, in that lecture. Well, verify by calculation the root lies between 3 and 4. This is simple. You all know how to do this part. F of 3 is negative, f of 4 is positive, so it's fine. Iteration is also simple. Now the last part, deduce the root of this equation. Now, this is the last part. So first you need to convert this equation. This is the original equation and we have to deduce the root of this equation. So if x is e power y minus 1. If you compare these two, so x is e power y minus 1, or you can write y as ln x plus 1, and the answer is this, because we need the value of y. So first get the value of y and then substitute value of y here. I mean, y is ln x plus 1, you have two options. Either you can solve this equation by writing 3.377 here, or you can solve this equation, this one. Y is ln x plus 1. So you have two options. Either compare x with this and solve this equation for y, or compare y with ln x plus 1. This is a simple option, a better option. If you will solve this equation, you will get the same value of y. So you have options, you can solve any one. This is a better option. Question number 32. The curve has parametric equations. The point P on the curve has parameter P. It is given that the gradient of the curve at P is 4. Show that this equation. This is so simple. These are parametric equations. You know how to differentiate parametric equation. This is dx upon dt, this is dy upon dt, and this is the gradient formula for parametric. So dy upon dx is 4 at P4. So by substituting the values of by substituting the value of dy upon dx4 here, we can get the value of P. The parameter P means T is equal to P. So we substituted 4 here and we substituted T as P. This is what we had to show. Gradient at P, let me do the correction. Gradient at P is 4. So gradient is 4 and T is P. That is T is equal to P. That is why we have P here. And the rest of the parts are simple. You have to verify this and then you have to find the root. The next question, 33. We have to sketch these two functions. You all know how to sketch e power minus x. The intercept of this function, the y-intercept is 5, because when you will put 0 here, you'll get 5. And this is the sketch of under root x. And then you have to convert this equation into this form, because it's mentioned, show that if a sequence of values given by the iterative formula converge, then it converges to the root of equation in part 1. So you need to convert this equation into this form. So by using this equation onto this equation, we have this. So we have got the answer. E minus x, 5e minus x root x. This is what we had to show. And the last part is simple. You can do the last part yourself, the iteration part. This is the last question of this topic. By differentiating 1 upon x, show that if y is equal to cosec x, you know how to differentiate this. I'm leaving the first part. If you want to check the solution, you can. And you can take the screenshot if you want. I'm not going to discuss the differentiation of this. And then after differentiating both, you just need to equate the gradients. I'm leaving this question because this question is based on differentiation. This is all. I hope this lecture would help you to understand this chapter in detail. Inshallah, I will discuss the next chapter, which is vectors, in my next lecture. Good luck. Allah Hafiz.